I'm doing well.
No doubt, no doubt. So one of the things I found very alluring about you is that, you talked about doing the work, uncovering so that you can recover, uncovering so that you can be the better version of yourself. Let's go back in time to where Miss Jackson was actually sabotaging her future by not doing the work, by not looking at herself, and by not considering how she played a role in her own pathologies. When did you realize that, I need therapy, I need help, I need to start putting the work in?
I guess I would say I was probably about 27, 28 when I started noticing things in my life that were just like not right. So it's just like, okay, something is going awry here. Like you're doing what you've been programmed or trained to do and it's not working. So it kind of started there. And then I was, made aware of it. But when I really, really like started digging in deep, looking within, getting therapy and all that, I was 32.
Fire! For your mind, the kosher clinician.
In the peak state, as we're going to do a very candid interview with Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson's a sister that is uncovering so that she can recover. And so, guys, I'm going to ask Miss Jackson a couple of questions about how she's doing the work to become the better version of herself, the thinking errors that she had in the past, perhaps even maybe victimization. But now she's beginning to look at herself, introspect, and preparing herself to become the best version of herself. So let me flip this thing around real quick. I'm dusty. All right, so Ms. Jackson, how you doing, dear?
Hello, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
No doubt, no doubt. So one of the things I found very alluring about you is that, you talked about doing the work, uncovering so that you can recover, uncovering so that you can be the better version of yourself. Let's go back in time to where Miss Jackson was actually sabotaging her future by not doing the work, by not looking at herself, and by not considering how she played a role in her own pathologies. When did you realize that, I need therapy, I need help, I need to start putting the work in?
I guess I would say I was probably about 27, 28 when I started noticing things in my life that were just like not right. So it's just like, okay, something is going awry here. Like you're doing what you've been programmed or trained to do and it's not working. So it kind of started there. And then I was, made aware of it. But when I really, really like started digging in deep, looking within, getting therapy and all that, I was 32. So it took me a little bit, but I recognized that it was an issue and then tried to see if I could fix it on my own. But then I'm like, that ain't working. So go out, seek outside yourself. So that's when I really started.
The fact that you are in therapy now, the fact that you are beginning to do the work, the fact that you are uncovering so that you can recover, what kind of gains have you made as you begin your transition and to become the better version of yourself, but also preparing yourself for, at some point, a man that you're willing to be under to let him lead, love, and guide you?
I would definitely say I'm just a better person, a better friend, a better mother. I'm just more nice, just less combative, just a really easygoing person. And I know, and I'm just, again, keep doing the work so that I'm working on myself so that when that man comes for me, I am ready. I don't have to get ready. I'm already ready. So, just working out, healing, going to therapy, going to church, just, and surrounding myself, honestly, with other people who think like me. Because, you have to have that community and have people pour into you. And so, doing those things, I believe that when he comes, he'd be like, all right, come on, girl, let's go. And I'm like, okay, there I go, baby, I'm ready. And so we're not going to do all this arguing back and forth and that. You say what it is, and it's good.
Right. Think about the word dysfunction. What does dysfunction mean to you? And at what rate do you feel that dysfunction is extremely high in our current community, in your opinion?
Dysfunction, honestly, kind of just like boils down to one word to me, just chaotic. And it's kind of everywhere, especially in our community. With the way that we're rearing our kids, the way that we're talking to significant others, the way that we're treating each other, it's just not nice, it's not kind, stuff like that. So that would be the word I would say, chaotic.
Chaotic, right. No doubt. Fair enough. When you think about Miss J and some of the things that other people said about you, but you didn't see yourself, when you finally saw it, how did it make you feel when you finally saw the thinking distresses and the thinking errors that you were having? How did it finally feel when you finally saw it for yourself?
I guess it would make me, it brought me to a place of worthiness, because sometimes you'll hear people say things about you, some good things, but you may not feel things about yourself. So then you just like hear people say it and you just don't accept it. But doing the work, it makes you come to a place of worthiness. So that way I when I hear those things and see those, like I can accept it. Like, yes, I am good. I am worthy of this. All these compliments and all the good things that's coming to me and for my life, it's supposed to be mine, and I'm going for it and I'm accepting it for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Do you think there's an issue with entitlement, Miss J, and with some of our women, as relates to thinking that they're going to get a relationship just because?
Entitlement? Oh, for sure.
What does that mean to
sure.
you? What does that mean to you, Miss J?
Like I said, I kind of get a little flack and pushback from people in my real life when it comes to like nobody owes you anything.
No doubt.
You get a lot of times when you talk to your girlfriends and say, and you know, they'll be like, well, girl, you deserve it. And it's just like, maybe I don't. Like, how could you just throw that word out? Like, because it's like words mean things. And so you have to be intentional with the way that you live your life, the way that you speak and all of that. But you get a lot of women who feel like they don't have to do anything. It's just because I'm black and I'm a woman and you're going to pick me. I don't have to do any of the stuff that you want me to do. Just accept me as I am. I'm not going to do anything. It's a lot of that that's going around. But you see the results of it, because the guys are not, they're getting fed up. They're not picking nobody.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you would have thought that this last epidemic that we had with the CV-19, that some would have seen the error of their way and realized that there's nothing wrong with being covered and protected by a man of your dreams. You know, you talked about the word chaotic, but also you said the word being picked. There's a very negative talking point in our community called pick me for women that say I'm trying to do the right thing. I do believe in accountability. I do believe in responsibility. I do believe that we should hear our men, not saying that men are not broken, not saying that black men don't have issues too, because some of black men are not quite ready to lead yet. But when you hear the term pick me, mammy, did that hurt you in your therapeutic growth? Did that cause you to retract, or did it give you the power to move forward and deny what the naysayers are saying?
Didn't have me to think anything, because that's just some internet stuff.
Right.
That ain't going in my real life, because honestly, at the end of the day, you do want a man to pick you.
No doubt.
So if you're trying to get in alignment with your man, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we're supposed to do. But as I say, we're so chaotic, so out of order. We're so out of a place of where we as women are supposed to be that we lost. So the term didn't make me have anything. It didn't affect me in one way or another, because I don't pay attention to that internet stuff. It's not real. I'm looking at what's going on, what's in front of me, daily life, you know, every day. So that term means absolutely nothing.
No doubt.
And at the end of the day, you do want him to pick you.
No.
So y'all can miss me with all of
y'all seen that 313? That she got that Detroit bougie, man. She hood bougie. Y'all, she said y'all about to stop playing. She said stop playing. Raekwon and man be telling y'all stop playing, man. She said y'all about to stop playing. Y'all about to stop playing. And you know what? I love your candor. You know, the Ingram experience. A lot of the brothers showing love. They say peace to you and your great guest coach. They said shout out to my man Lavelle Robinson in a conversation with a relationship. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Miss J is a genuine sister. She was so pleasant, so warm. You know, I saw her sitting in the corner while I was down eating breakfast, and you know, she got that Virgo swag. So you know, she was scoping the scene. Unless she wanted to talk. You know, I'd be watching stuff, but I think she wanted to talk. But she was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna mess with that Negro. He looking like Shaq, looking like he looking like Shaquille O'Neal." She's like, "I ain't gonna mess with that Negro." But I could tell by her body language she wanted to talk and whatnot. So I said, "Let me go ahead and be nice and chop it up with Miss J."
And I thank you for being nice.
Yeah, and
we had a beautiful conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
We were down here for about I was down here for like almost 3 hours. I was like,
3 hours,
let
right.
me, go and get dressed.
Right, and you know what, Miss J, you know, you were listening to some of the things that the men were saying as it relates to relationships, as it relates to understanding how men operate, understanding male psychology, understanding how male psychology many times is minimized. What did you learn from the conversation with Cheeky Banner, Scam Likely, and A Peaceful Life? What did you learn from those brothers that you didn't know in the past, but you said, you know what, I didn't realize this, but now I got to step my game up so that when God do bless me with my husband, I will no longer continue to be in a state of perpetual animation.
Well, I will tell you the one thing that kind of like rocked me to my core, it kind of shook me. I really wasn't aware of it, and they was looking at me like, "Are you?" I didn't realize that people were in marriages that were sexless.
It's real. It's real.
Lord, and
It's
I know
not,
they was
right.
all looking at me like, "What are you?" Like I couldn't believe it.
Right.
So I just was like, the point of that's one of the things that you get married for.
Right,
So you
right.
can do it in the name of the Lord, okay? So it's just like, man, y'all know.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? So
right,
that was definitely one thing I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, when I get my husband, that's one thing he ain't never gonna have to worry about, okay? But
No
no,
doubt,
but just doing that lets me know that we as women, we need to do more of that. You need to be in conversations and have open dialogue with men and hear them.
Right.
Because if a man is what you want, we gotta stop talking to our girlfriends all the time when we
Say it for the people in the back, Ms. J.
if a man is what you want, we have to stop talking to our girlfriends.
Right.
Like you need to get around like-minded men that's trying to be, get around men that's the kind of men that you want.
Right.
Hear them with an open heart, listen, take in all the good stuff that they saying. Because sometimes you might not agree with everything, but how they say, chew the meat, spell the bones. So I think a lot of women need to do more of that. Listen to understand our men. Don't be so confrontational with them. Let's be easy, cooperate, and it'll be a beautiful life for you in the end.
Right.
It's gonna take all that pressure up off of us. So yeah.
When you have these intimate conversations with your girlfriends, do you get pushback? Do you get validation, or is it in the middle?
I kind of get both. But when it comes to the whole thing of when I start to tell my women friends what we as women doing wrong, is kind of met with, oh, but what about this? Or, oh, well, what? It's kind of time out for, it's time out to keep talking about, well, he did this. And let's just talk about and focus on you. Fix what you can control, which is you.
Which is you,
You know, and you do that, and I feel like better results will be coming your way, for sure.
It appears that you have a son. What are your fears for your son as it relates to dating relationships? Some modern women, we know there's a remnant of good women that are striving like yourself, trying to uncover so that you can recover, so that you can become a better version of yourself. But when you think about some of the chicanery of some modern women or many modern women, what are your fears as it relates to your son and him getting a viable woman that can love him and respect him as a man?
My fear is that when he gets his stuff in order, gets his plan together, and he's ready to look for a wife, and there ain't gonna be one here. That is my ultimate fear. So I just really want us as women to say, look, let's stop. Forget all this gender war stuff.
Yes, right.
You see it's not working.
It's not working,
You see
right.
it's wrong. Let's acknowledge that we've done a lot of stuff wrong, ladies. Let's sit down somewhere. Let's stop throwing our cooch everywhere. You know what I mean? Because we do that.
Right.
And let's stop comparing ourselves to men. Because if men can do it, I can do it. No, we're not equal.
Yes, in that area,
we can't do the same thing that they do.
Right.
And then like I said, let's start listening to the men and doing what they want so we can get the results that we want.
Right.
Kevin Samuels always said, pressure is made for shoulders, not hips.
Yes.
I am tired of doing all this by myself.
Talk to me.
No, I'm not. Right. I'm just tired of it. And I see and I know now that I was kind of like fed this lie. Like I was supposed to be all this. I was supposed to be this strong, independent woman. Don't need no man. Listen here, I'm done with all that. Absolutely done.
Well, a lot of women, Ms. J, are saying that they're tired, and men need respect in relationships.
For sure.
They need respect because the love currency for a man is respect.
Exactly. It sure
The
is.
love currency for a man is respect. The love currency for you is Eros love. Eros love is affection. I love you. You're beautiful. You're sweet. You're kind. You women need that to feel safe, competent, and whole. But let's go back down memory lane. Because God, Miss J, she got that. She hood bougie. She used to call her little scrapper back in the day. She from the 3-1. She from the 313, man. She might smell good, but she'll smoke it. She'll smoke it. Miss J will smoke you with that gun, man. She'll hit you with that 6-shooter, man. She'll hit you with that 6-shooter in the name of the Lord. She'll shoot you.
I'm a changed woman. I'm a changed.
She'll shoot you, God, and still take it to the Lord in prayer. Yeah, I'm shocked. So what now? But what does respect look like to you as a woman? One, that's number one, and then number two, what weren't you doing as it relates to respect? Because respect for a man, in my mind, is being able to control your feelings, corral your feelings at all times, and not let your feelings dictate how you treat your man. So what did you learn, and how did you sabotage yourself in the past, Ms. J?
I think honestly, respect is just being just nice and easy, and I really feel like if women put their man's needs before their own, I feel like that's definitely, like, in my own little mind, that's really the most positive way that a woman can show her man that she loves and she respects him. I know for me in the past, things that probably sabotaged me, this mouth and trying to always have the last word.
The need to be right. The need to be right.
Yeah. Be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so now I know, like, it's okay. Just
Right.
concede.
Just concede, right?
Baby, you right, whatever you say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What do you? So that's an excellent point. So what? So that's one thing. So you didn't give your man respect in the past, but what do you think after as you're going through therapy now? What do you think a man needs now in order to feel whole? You know what you did in the past as it relates to sabotaging a relationship, but listen to what men are saying now. When did you have that aha moment, like, wow, I didn't realize I was doing that? And now, since I know what's going on with my future husband, I'm going to give him what?
Like I said, I didn't realize I was doing it because I knew I was doing it.
Oh, you knew you were doing it, right?
That's another thing. For the most part, we know, like, stuff that we should probably not be doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe it really wasn't voiced from my partner or whatever, until, like, it's a blow up or something that happens. So I guess just kind of life teaching you. Ain't nothing better than experience. So you keep going, you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same results. So it's just like, hey, you gotta check you and figure out and fix what's going on. So just honestly being able to listen to men and actually wanting to hear what they have to say. And again, because I have a son, like my son is gonna be out here. I don't want him to be out here and just looking left, looking right, looking behind him, and there's no women at all that are suitable for him and what he has going on in his life.
No doubt.
You know,
The brothers, by the way, are loving the conversation. Shout out to my man, El Guapo from Beautiful Lives. That's my homie. Much love to that brother. I love that brother to death. Him and I are going to be in Frustrated 3 Guys. Go check it out at some point. Guapo and I, Chris Strongheart, hopefully Dr. Ron Neal, any other of the brothers. We're going to be doing a show at some point talking about why men are frustrated, why men are traveling abroad to get outcomes that can give them the best. And you know, when you found out, Miss J, that men are traveling abroad for wives, and did you feel bad about it? Did you say, I understand, or was it a combination of both?
I feel like it's a combination of both, because at the end of the day, you know, honestly, I really believe that black men want to pick black women.
They do, right.
But I mean, you're not really giving them nothing to work with, and they ready to start their family and do all this. Nobody is about to just keep sitting around and waiting and hoping and wishing that y'all get y'all, as in us black women, get it together. So but I understand it. I understand it. So I don't have any hate or vitriol for the men. I'm not gonna be upset. You have to do what's best for you. So if you having to go abroad to find you a wife that's willing to cooperate with you, that's willing to get on your program, as they say, and just be the wife that she's supposed to be to you, go ahead and do that.
I love what you said there. I love what you said about the word be. we're gonna talk about that because you know, I was preaching so hard this morning. Miss Jackson almost opened that plate and gave me a love offering, but she held back. I said, no, I need a bigger love offering than that. She was trying to give me $5. I said, you don't give me no damn thing. You better give me $100 love offering, like y'all get Creflo Dollar. But Miss Jackson, I would drop it some fire with Miss Jackson. But you said something that's very powerful. You know, I talk about something called a feminine oscillator. It's almost like a perfume. You know, my man Wapo used to talk about something called an amplifier. They're similar to the point that they're different. The amplification of femininity, in my mind, is something that is in what's called constant synchronicity. But the oscillation can be seen at the same time as well, because the oscillator sprays things back and forth. It sprays things back and forth, you know. And so how did you compromise your femininity as a woman? And when did you realize how powerful being feminine can be in a relationship? Now, I want you to let that marinate. Let it marinate. Don't let it go nowhere. Because when we talked about it earlier, the masculine is doing. It's always in an operationalized mode. But the feminine is being. So the doing of the man and the being of the woman. Her job is to be. Her job is to be that oscillator. Her job is to be kind. Her job is to be cooperative. Her job is to be submissive. Her job is to be what that man needs her to be so he can feed life into her. We gave the analogy about the sun. We gave the analogy about the moon. The sun shines light and pours into the moon. The moon reflects the glory of the sun. When the moon does its job by being, meaning it doesn't get off the orbitational, get off orbit or get off axis, then the sun can always be in position to shine light on the moon. But when the sun or the moon get off orbit and get off axis, then it can cause chaos. And that's why relationships are in chaos now, because sadly, some men have not been taught adequately how to do, because of indoctrination, because being raised in single parent homes, and many women have not been taught how to be for a myriad of reasons. But when it's all in synchronicity, Miss Jackson, it's a very powerful thing. We call it a melange. You know, a melange is a culmination between mixing things together, almost like a painting, almost like a mosaic. You know, it's mixing things together. And that's what happens when men and women understand their role. It can be a very powerful thing. The women feel loved and protected. The man can do his best to become the best version of himself. So, on that note, compromise femininity. How did you compromise yourself as a woman in the past? How did you get caught up in this nebulous, this negative cycle where, you know, you from Detroit, where you said the whole world laughing at me, Teddy Pendergrass said it's silly food. When did you realize, like, wow, man, I compromised my femininity as a woman?
I'm gonna honestly say probably from the very beginning. Just doing things out of order, as well as, you know, you come from, and it's kind of crazy too, because you have family members who are married, and they'll tell you just focus on your schoolwork and all this, and a man will come.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I see now. Yeah, right. And then, you know, you have, and I'll just be honest and transparent. My mom, I think she probably did the best that she could. She could have did better, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. But you get your parents telling you you don't need a man. So if you brought up with all this kind of stuff, just get your stuff together, da 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 da, and then you hearing you don't really need a man, and then again you just being chaotic within your own self, and doing things out of order. Because like I said, I was a teen mom, and so like that's not what I was supposed to do. You know, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. So that thrust me into being a adult, because I have a kid to look after. So I'm already doing. So I can't even be in
I love that. Right. So I see what you're saying. So you were in the masculine role of doing instead of the feminine role of being. And you're saying that negative thought process held you renderless, but also held you captive to your true mission, which is to be for your husband, so that you can reflect who he is as a man, and so he can turn around and take care of you, because it's a dual synchronicity. You take care of him, he take care of you. But so many, Ms. J, we live in a world where they think it's the man's modus operandi to take care of her alone, and he doesn't get anything in return. She just assumes, okay, I got a vagina, you know, that's all that matters. But no, boo, that don't just matter. You know, there was one thing, I'm gonna leave that alone. But some of them think they got a vagina, man, because that vagina is everything. But that vagina ain't all world. It ain't all world, man. Miss Jack,
they want to go get somebody else.
Right. They think they're boxer. That's enough to keep a man, and it's not enough. Once a man is used to sex, it's just sex to him. It ain't like it's not the world. But you know, the fact that your mom, whether she did it from a conscious or unconscious perspective, is what we call not only unconscious pathologies, because it is a pathology.
Yes.
You know, you went to Wayne State, you went to school for psychology. But that pathology many times keeps women in a state, once again, of suspended animation. When you realize that you were sabotaging your future, when you realize that many women of the past, perhaps boomer women, sabotage their daughter's future by telling them to focus on their careers only, instead of saying, get your career, but also if you believe in family, make sure you make family a premium. And if you want to get your career, make that second. But so many put career first and put family last.
Right.
And now many are single in their latter years, looking for love, looking for a husband, dealing with abuse with bad relationships, and potentially they may be by themselves for life. When you look at all those negative things, do you have any level of anger towards how you were taught as a child growing up?
I'm not going to be angry because it's like I can't go back and change any of it. So I'm not going to come from a place of anger or anything like that. But I'm just glad that I'm aware of it now, and I'm able to, again, work on myself, fix it. And anytime that I can talk to somebody, I don't mind sharing my story. And telling other women, hey, wise up, this ain't the way. So, I mean, from that aspect, that's what I do. I try to pay it forward, and as well as when I see, you know, I talk to my younger cousins and, you know, younger people, like, baby girl, this ain't what you want for real. You know what I mean? I just try to come at it at that aspect. I'm not going to be angry about something that I can't change. Just try to, again, like you say, do the work, move forward.
Have you ever been under the covering and the love and the protection of a man? Have you ever known what it's felt like to be loved by a man, to be protected?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what it's like.
Yes, I do.
Tell me what you miss about it.
No.
She said all of that. She said all of that.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, wow, I had it, and then I messed it up.
You messed it up, right?
You know, and it comes, and you know what? And I'm humble enough that I went back, because you know, when you break up and stuff, you gotta kind of do an autopsy of the relationship.
I like that word, autopsy, right?
Yeah, and so you know, just talking to my ex and seeing all the things that he was saying that I was doing wrong, and it's not like it's not like things happened and I wasn't. He didn't say anything, so I can't come from a place like I didn't know. Right. But I think I was at a place where, just for lack of better words, I'm gonna just say, just defiant, if you will. Wow. And I think a lot of us are in that way because we don't want to be, quote unquote, told what to do. But be told what to do. I'm starting to see. So just having that talk with him, I realized that I messed up a lot of stuff.
No doubt, I respect that.
And kind of pushed him away, so I could see in one aspect why he did some of the stuff. Then it's still like, well, we still shouldn't have done it. But I get it, I understand. And again, like, ain't nobody about to just keep putting up with you and your stuff, and I keep talking. Like, it's with your kids. Are you gonna keep talking to your kids?
No, ma'am.
And I'm saying the same thing. Like, no.
Right.
So I mean, at the end of the day, was I hurt by it? Of course. But I learned from it. And like I say, life is the best. Keep on playing. Life gonna show you.
Life will show you, no doubt.
Life is gonna show you. You know, so I just was humble enough to say I'm sorry to him for all the things that I did wrong. I'm not about to.
Wait, hold on, there. You know, she up here saying she's sorry. She sounded like Anita Baker. I apologize, man. Miss Jackson sounded like Anita Baker, but she from the 313, man. Anita Baker said, "I apologize." Oh, she trying to. Miss Jackson is fun. Shout out to Anita Baker, no doubt. But you know what? You said something that was very, very powerful. I love what you just said. You know. Where's the level of contrition and also the level of apology? Because, you know, I came out of high school in 1990. I think you came out around 2000, I think. And it seems like women of the past were more willing to say, I apologize. You know, I actually did a show talking about I apologize and the power of being sincere in your apology. Because see, here's the scary thing, Miss J. Some folks believe that women are just charlatans, they're chameleons. They really don't mean it, but because we live in a crisis or a bad world, that now they're trying to act like they genuine, but they really just fake because they want love now because the world is getting worse. And so, what do you say to your critics that would say, they capping, they ain't genuine, they're in a state of crisis, so now all of a sudden they're about facing?
What would I say to my critics?
Yeah, well, not particularly your situation, but in general, when you hear men say that.
I don't know. I guess I just come from a place of I live real life. I've been through a lot of stuff. I don't got time to be playing games and faking the funk and do it. All I am is gonna do and be is me. That's it. I don't believe in dating a representative or any of that. So when I come, everybody gonna know this is Deanna. You gonna know from the gate. Like I don't have time to be playing games and doing all that other kind of stuff. So I guess I just would just say I'm just for real, and I said it is what it is.
Right.
I don't know no other kind of way.
No, I respect your
honesty. So I just feel that every woman should just be her authentic self. But then again, too, we as women, we gotta kind of like extend the olive branch a little bit just so they can see and know, like, no, we really are being for real. So they can just come from not a place of skepticism, but like a place of like, no, I really feel like this woman means what she's saying. So,
no doubt.
I think we as women, we might have to do a little bit more proving in the beginning to show that we really are being sincere.
No doubt.
I don't think it's
No doubt.
like
No, and we know there are broken men too. Men got to uncover as well. There are some men that are not quite ready for leadership because sadly they've been traumatized as well. Let's go back and talk about therapy real fast, and we're gonna get ready for the event in a minute. But let's go back and talk about therapy real fast.
Okay.
What is the greatest thing you learned about the therapeutic process and helping you see some of those dark spots in your life now that you are cognizant of? What are some of the things about therapy your therapist taught you to help you see the dark spots? Because, sadly, Ms. J, many don't believe in therapy. Many don't believe in it. Like we used to say in the South, many don't believe that the fat meat is greasy. They don't believe the fat meat is greasy until they slap them across the head. But how did therapy help you see yourself and your thinking errors? And are you ashamed that you allow yourself to be that frog in the pot for so long?
Let me just answer the second part of that first. Am I ashamed? No, because I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I don't know everything. It's always a level of ignorance and naivete when it comes to living this thing called life. So I'm not ashamed of it, but I guess I would say like the therapist gave me different ways to look at things, but I really feel like honestly, they are there to help but you really fixing you. You really fixing you. So
you got to do the work. They give you the tools, but you got to do the work.
So they just give a different way to look at something, or like, oh wow, I never really thought about it that way, or just being able to have someone and you can, I guess, dump your problems on them and hear an objective opinion, and it's not coming from a judgmental place. I really think that kind of helps you evaluate yourself and do better when you look at yourself in the mirror trying to fix all the things that's flaws with you.
No doubt. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, Miss J over here, single woman, man. She got that bougie swag. She know how to. She's a little scrappy. She can be a lady, or she can turn to Jaheim. She can turn to Jaheim, man. She'll put on her bandana and she'll be like Wonder Woman in the boardroom. And she get to the 313. She say still get her with her bandana on her head. But you and I had a conversation about what an ideal man looked like, and I know you want God to bless you with a husband at some point. What does an ideal man look like for you? We know there's no perfect man. She's a Virgo, so she believes in perfection. But the ideal man for you will look like what?
I guess the ideal man for me, again, because we talked earlier, like I'm really not into big things about what you look like, but it's just who you are. how you treat me, how do you treat others? Because see, that's what I look at honestly first. Like how do you treat the waiter? You know what I'm saying? Just seeing how they be.
That's the empath in you.
Yeah. Just how do you treat other people? So if you have a good heart, what's your relationship like with your mama? Because you gotta look at that and see.
Okay, but also how about his relationship with his father too? See, there she go. I'm about to fire you. I'm about to fire. She's talking about your mama black.
I love listening.
She tried. You love it there. Okay. She say talking about your mama. Now, come on now. Your mama black. I'm about to fire you.
Listen. You know I ain't want to talk about that.
You cool.
But yeah, so just looking at that and just looking at it. Is he a leader? Do other men respect him? How is he revered and how is he revered in his circle? And what do he do for the community? And what is his mindset?
Right.
So if he becomes your covering, I'm able to just let all his weight off and just follow behind him. And as women we want to say a lot, but you don't allow him. The man's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Right.
There's no such thing as I'm gonna allow him to. Right. No, absolutely not.
Right.
So those are just like the first things that I'm kind of really like. I'm rolling with that.
You rolling with that? She's not. She in the Air Force. She said I'm rolling with that. She said let's go. She said she in the Air Force. She said let's go. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna let you go. It's been an awesome interview. You're an awesome interviewer. I mean, you killing the game. With your candor. You're funny. You quick on your feet. You quick with it. There are some, and I look at things through an analytical lens. I'm very optimistic by nature, but I'm also very pragmatic. There are some that believe in community reinnovation. I say it's dead. It's going to take years for it to come back together. I'm not against those that advocate for community reintegration. I'm not against it. But me being a pragmatist understand that it's dead, it's broken. It's going to take some years to get it back on par. What's your take on that sentiment about a dead community? I think it's dead. What's your take on that?
I wouldn't say it's dead. I feel like it, how on the machine it has the QRST?
Right. It's on life support.
We looking real. Yeah, I don't think it's dead though, but I do.
Okay, right. Okay.
Like you said, it's on life support. It definitely needs help, and I think honestly,
it's in hospice. Really.
Yeah,
it's in hospice.
I think honestly,
it's in hospice.
In order for it to really begin to turn, we as women gonna have to come and say I'm sorry for the past, and really work on fixing it. Work on keeping our mouth. We ain't got to do, as they say, the sign language. We ain't got to do all that. Stop with all that. Just come from a humble place.
Right.
I know things are messed up. I'm sorry. What can I do to fix it? Start listening to what they're saying that the men want, and let's give the men what they want, because at the end of the day, we want men.
Right.
So if we still gonna be on this seesaw, I ain't doing this.
Of men, but also taxation without. They want to tax you with the labor of being a man, but they don't want to represent you in respect. Men need masculine respect. We need masculine respect. Our love currency is respect, meaning you can love me and honor me when you don't feel like honoring me. A woman that can control or more or less corral her feelings is ready for the duty of a wife. Something your grandmother and probably great-grandmother knew. There were times that granddad, because he was dealing with Jim Crow racism and slavery or whatever, that he probably drunk, he probably ran women as a form of self-medication, or he was probably abusive. And we're not saying all, but because people are always trying to assume the black men of the past. Right, but they did use a lot of self-medicating to get themselves on par. But what do you say to people that they don't understand how men need to be loved and respected? And then I'm gonna ask you the last question about the power of a father, because I'm a little shocked because you had a father, and so it's like you get it, or maybe you always had it, you just rebelled.
Defiant, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
So defiant, right.
But I mean, again, if you looking around you and all the women around you are being defiant too, so you kind of see it.
Right.
And my aunt, she was married. But hell, she was defiant too, so it just
right.
So if you just around it and you see it,
right.
it's just kind of like, oh, okay, so is this really what's supposed to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you start living life, and life starts showing you, oh yeah, no, this ain't what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So but I think a lot of women are defiant and want things to go how they want it to go, and that's not really how life works. You got to give and take.
You got to give and take,
Compromise.
right? Well, Teddy said it better than me. He said it's good to love somebody, right? And somebody to love you back. And so men got to have that reciprocity in relationships as well. But it appears that men don't get it. The last question: what does fatherhood mean to you? What role did your father play in your life?
Honestly, and it's something. I just talked to my daddy yesterday. I love my daddy so much.
Oh wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
I really truly do. There's nobody like him. Honestly, I feel like for any man who wants to be a father, I really feel like he should be able to, so he can understand what it is to, like, this is something that I made you, and and rearing them up and giving your children values and things like that. And so I really feel like fatherhood would be like the best thing ever for a man to experience. And I can't wait for my son to become a husband,
right,
and then later become a father and see him, rear his kids up in the way that they should go.
Do you see yourself a mentor for younger women, even his wife, when he decides to get married? Or do you think it's going to be a Herculean task? Because, some men call these modern women hyenas, they're hard-headed, they're hyenas. But could you see yourself in a mentorship role for your son and his future wife?
I really feel like I would play my position.
Oh, she got a lot of Jaheim in her. Play her position.
Asked me to say, I'm just not going to insert myself into their relationship, because again, he is the leader of that. So, but yes, if she needs some, I'm always going to be a listening ear to anyone. And honestly, when you kind of think about it, you really want to be the stand-up type of woman that when your son is looking for her wife, he can say, I'm looking for somebody who has characteristics like my mom. Just how some women, when they go looking for their husband, they look for the characteristics from their father. So you just want to be the best woman that you can be, so that and pour all the good things into your son, so when he finds his wife, you are confident enough that you put the great things in him, that he knows what he's doing, and she's gonna be a great wife to him, and help with the family. So yeah, for sure, you want to. So I guess I can mentor you if you ask me. but if the conversation come up, trust and believe, I'm gonna give you the real deal. I'm not about to lie to you. I'm not about to do any of that.
And listen, young lady, whenever you come to you, I gotta be careful now. She trying to change. She said she loved the law, but she got some little scrap in her, man. So we're gonna end this interview, sweet. This has been an awesome interview. I'm gonna switch it back around to me. And guys, stand up, Miss J. Miss J. I'm gonna call Miss J my little pocket pal, man. Look at Miss J.
I'm all the way down here.
Y'all see Miss J? Miss J cut my shirt. Y'all see her show Miss J, but she's just as sweet as she can be. But listen, guys, it's been a good one. I really enjoyed talking to Miss J. And like I said, guys, remember this: if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. Signing off, guys. I'll see you guys soon. We'll be back in the air, back in the great state of the union. Be well.
All right.
All right. Let's turn this off real quick.